let's hear an example of one of these. What have you got for us?
Yeah, well, I thought something that would be very interesting, particularly as we were talking about Paris and Donizetti's first trip there, is a rather sad song that he was commissioned by a publisher to write, which was a lament for Bellini. Bellini, who was Donizetti's great rival and who also wrote an opera around that period in Paris, which did much better than Donizetti's opera. Bellini had died suddenly at quite a young age. Now, what's particularly, it has rather conventional words, as you would expect, and he's there singing with the angels and, so on. What's fascinating about this song, though, is clearly Donizetti, who respected Bellini a lot more than Bellini respected Donizetti. Donizetti attempted to imitate Bellini's style. And so it's a fascinating sort of example of one composer trying to be another.
That's so interesting, because didn't Donizetti say in some letter or other that he wished he'd written Norma? After the massive success of Norma, Donizetti sort of said, gosh, if only I'd written that.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
and
really
there was a great deal of, I think everyone had enormous admiration for this individual thing that Bellini could do. But Donizetti here in this song imitates it.
All right, well, let's hear that straight away. So here's Donizetti's Lament for Bellini, performed by Opera Rara's artist ambassador, soprano Emanuele Iaho, and Opera Rara's artistic director, Carlo Rizzi, at the piano. Soprano Emanuele Iaho and Opera Rara's artistic director Carlo Rizzi at the piano in the opening of Donizetti's Lamento per Bellini, performed live in the recording studio. The edited track there will feature in one of Emanuele's discs in Opera Rara's new Donizetti song series, which will be out later this year. Roger, the length of that melodic, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful song, but it reminds me of that thing that Verdi said about Bellini's songs, they're lunge, 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 these long, long melodies. It just keeps going.
And he said, melodia lunge, 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 which no one but Bellini could do, And it's
but Donizetti does a good job here.
He does a pretty good job. It's very different from anything that he would write. This kind of, it's in one breath, really, that beginning until the piano starts with its more rhythmic movement. And it's all about this sort of slowly emerging melodic line on different kind of levels. It's fascinating technique, actually.
I was going to say, and really, really challenging to sing, I'd imagine, because of that sustained melody. There's nowhere to hide.
No, breath control is absolutely central to it, and having the support for the voice, so you can literally sort of float above or seem to float above that. It's defying gravity in all sorts of ways.
And this is not, surely, this is not purely for amateurs, or this is not mainly for amateurs, because to really pull this off, you need to be an Emanuele Iaho type figure.
Yeah, absolutely. Really... This, I mean, it's interesting. This was, written for publication, but written for professional caliber singers, definitely.
Very, very interesting.